In the Northeast, there are 4 greater fritillary species. Greater fritillaries, Spiuria, are a unique group of butterflies with a fascinating life cycle that isn't very common in the butterfly world. Every fall, female butterflies will begin laying their eggs, which they lay each individually, and they lay a lot of them. By some estimates, they are the most fecund butterfly species we have in North America, with females laying thousands of eggs. And they don't lay their eggs on the host plant, which for greater fritillaries are violets, because by late fall, the violets have already died back. So these eggs are being laid on leaf litter, the ground, or sometimes just at the bottom of grasses. After a few weeks, the caterpillar will be closed from its egg and it'll immediately eat its egg casing and then go straight into overwintering. And it's going to overwinter all the way until spring. In spring, it'll leave diapause and go find a violet. However, research suggests that this tiny caterpillar, think about the size of an ant, that needs to find a violet, has limited host finding capabilities, which means that it'll pick a direction seemingly at random and by chance cross a violet or die. If it does find a violet, it will move through 5 more growth stages, which are also called instars, which is kind of unique as most butterflies tend to only have 5, and greater fritillaries actually have 6 in total. The caterpillar will then pupate by late spring. And then what's another fascinating aspect of this group is that they have asynchronous emergence. So males will actually emerge a few weeks earlier than females, and in that time they'll stake out their territories and wait for the females to emerge. Once the females emerge, they'll mate with the males pretty quickly because the males are shorter lived and they'll die a few weeks later. Males in total only live about a month to a month and a half depending on availability of resources, with some managing to hang in there a little bit longer every season, but this is still a stark difference from the female who has to live all the way until fall, where she'll lay eggs again. In the Northeast, there are 4 species, with the first and maybe most well known, the regal fritillary, which is often described as a monarch butterfly dipped in chocolate. It's about the same size as a monarch, and the wings have this lovely dark brown pattern on the undersides of the wings, and then they have orange on the inside of the wings. And this makes their patterns pretty distinct, so they shouldn't be mistaken for other fritillary species. And the regal is a prairie specialist butterfly, which means it's a species you'll only find in the prairie and in high quality prairie. In comparison, the great spangled is much more widespread. You can find them from coast to coast, and to distinguish this species from the others, look for the tan band along the margins of the wings and the brown edges of the wings. Because for the Atlantis fritillary, these wing margins are actually pretty dark. Compared to the other species, the Atlantis is our most northern of the 4, with ranges really restricted to upper New England and to Canada. The final species for this region is the Aphrodite fritillary, which is probably the most easily mistaken for great spangled or Atlantis fritillaries. But you'll see that the Aphrodite fritillary doesn't have those dark edges of the Atlantis or that tan band that the great spangleds have. Plus, out of the 3 species, the Aphrodite is the smallest of the greater fritillaries. I hope you've enjoyed learning about the great fritillaries of the Northeast and that this summer you get a moment to go and see them. Thank you so much for watching.